Share your knowledge. It is a way to achieve immortality, the Dalai Lama once said. And rightly so, as only by sharing thoughts and ideas we can discover new things together. Hello, we are Amit and Daniëlle, founders of heygroentje.nl. Through heygroentje, our mission is to introduce people to the amazing vegan Indian cuisine and to discuss topics we find interesting with a wider audience. In this episode, we talk about who we are and why we decided to start a podcast. So I'll welcome my wife, Daniëlle. So how is it going? How are you feeling?
You know, I'm quite nervous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I'm also excited for where we're going to talk about and what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's really nice to know. It's something we discussed just before the podcast as well, that this was something that was my idea. It was my idea, and it's the first time that I would be kind of taking charge of something in our business, and it's really nice to share our thoughts with people, and that brings me to the questions that we want to answer in this podcast. They are just really simple, basic questions. Why we want to start a podcast, and why and who are we? Just introduce ourselves to the people, because that's what we also wanted, right?
Yeah, just before we going into the more difficult talks we want to have, just something simple to start with. Who are we? Why do we want this? And what can people expect from us?
Yeah. So, would you like to start? Would you like to tell our audience?
Yeah, I think that you should start with why do you want the podcast? Because this was really something you were like looking forward to do for like months. I think you're talking about this.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, because we started with heygroentje. If you don't know what heygroentje is, like we give online cooking workshops on location.
Online.
We are coming up with a book. So everything that has to do with the plant-based Indian cuisine we are doing. We started last January. Officially we started giving workshops in January 2021. And since then we have not looked back. We really like it. But just cooking together goes far back for us, because it has been... We know each other now for 5 years, almost 5 years, and
5 years I think.
Yeah, and in that time I think cooking has been our number one hobby together. We like to cook together all the time.
Yeah, really from the beginning, directly
right.
We were into cooking.
Yeah, and that's why we started to, we thought why not share our passion for cooking also with others. And along the way, we also had really nice conversations about so many different topics together, which I thought it's nice that we could also share it with other people.
Yeah, I think in the beginning of our relation we were more getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And slowly we also went in more deeper talks,
right.
Not about us, but about things that are happening in the world, things we find important.
Yeah.
And those talks were really are always really nice to have. And slowly you had a thinking like, why do we not share our talks with others?
Yeah, that's right. One reason that makes our talks unique is that we are from two different cultures.
Yeah.
So, most of you who don't know, Daniëlle is Dutch. She's born and brought up in Netherlands. I'm from India. I came here to study in Netherlands around 6 years back. We met each other shortly after in 2017. We met each other for the first time, and there was directly a click between us, or not?
Yeah, it was.
The first date I remember, it was all about just talking about so many different things in life. Such a difference that I saw how you were brought up in Netherlands from what I experienced in India. And from then it just kept getting more interesting, everything, and I would really like to share it with with our audience, like the topics that that we talk about and how we think about it and how we think about it as individuals, but also together as a couple.
Because we are from two different countries, a lot of times we also have different thinkings about something.
Yeah.
And I think the funny part is mostly we are thinking the same about it, but we approach it from different angles because we are from different countries.
Yeah, so of course there are cultural differences, individual differences, you just name it. It's
But always we agree with each other. Mostly we agree.
Mostly, that's correct. Yeah, and even if we don't, we try to respect each other for our thoughts, and we understand where it's coming from.
And we also like to learn new things from each other, and that's also what we want to bring over to other people now. That we like to learn new things, and we want to share that with others.
Yeah.
But why did you now want the podcast?
Yeah, a podcast is it's just an extension, I think, of our talks just being shared with our audience. Yeah, I think it's really important that people get to know the face behind our what we do. Heygroentje. It's a Dutch platform, so most things we do in Dutch. Our podcast is in English, so
But our website is also important. It's also in English.
It's also in English, and we want to grow more to an international audience as well.
Yeah.
For now, we started in Netherlands, and that remains like our bulk of our followers are in Netherlands.
Yeah, but especially these talks we would like to share with
a wider audience.
More people, not only Dutch people.
Right.
But you also listen more to podcasts, right? More than I do.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I really like to listen to podcasts. It mostly goes about lifestyle habits, about veganism, because we both are really into veganism and minimalism, about just thinking about the simple things in life, those kind of things, and research based as well. Like I really like that our podcast, that the podcasts that I listen to, are backed also a lot by evidence.
Yeah, and that you will also see in the coming episodes that Amit is more into
facts.
Yeah, facts and research, and I'm always more like the emotional part of things.
Yeah, and both are important, and the combination goes a long way.
Yeah.
And we like to talk to each other. Our talks can go on for hours, but I don't want a podcast to become that long. So
no, I think most of the podcasts, then people know also directly what to expect. Will be around 30 minutes, maybe sometimes a bit longer, maybe sometimes a bit shorter. We just want to talk, and when we are done, we are done. But they mostly will be around 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your reason to get into it? Of course, like I didn't force you.
No, you didn't force me.
But I brought it on the table quite a lot of times.
I think for the last I think we just came back from India now, and in India you already started talking about it. So I think for the last 5 months for sure you're talking about it, maybe even 6 months. But every time we were just busy with other things I was finding important at that time. But I think now we created some space for ourselves to really pick this up. And I know it's something you would really, you just wanted to do this. And slowly I also became more open for it, because you just told me it's just a talk we are having together so many times. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna sit down and talk again.
Right.
But now we just record it. And slowly I think I just got used to the idea that why not? We can also do this. Let's see if people would like to listen to us. Because that's you don't know.
Part. But it's really important. It's really important that our followers, just to add to your point, is to get to at least not the face they can see on social media, of course, but also get a voice behind like who we are.
Then we just share more about what we find important, and I think that is also the reason why I said to you, okay, let's just do this. Let's share our thinkings with more people. See if we can inspire some people with what we are doing. Even if people don't like it, I just said to you, we just like to have this talk. So let's have it, and then we see how it's going.
Yeah, right. Important is remains just the people see who we are, who are the people who are behind heygroentje. That remains the most important part. Getting into some practical things like about the release schedule about our podcast, and maybe you want to tell our audience how it's going to be like. We thought about it like what is the best way to really start this, because that's maybe a bit from my perspective. If I'm going to start something like we're going to do now, I want to do it good. That's the only... Amit really came up with all the questions and all the episode where we're going to talk about. But from my side, it was only important, like if we're going to do this, I want to do it good. So we also came up with like how do we want to release and how many times. So this is the first episode of the first season. This is the first season. That's the important part.
1 season, and there will be 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So for 3 months long, every week, every Sunday, we will be online, and then we take a break. So every 3 months we upload, then 3 months break, and then hopefully a second season can start. But for now, 12 episodes are coming up.
Yeah, the important is we don't want to plan too much in advance. Also, that's how we have been leading a life as well. If you read some of our blogs online at heygroentje.nl, you'll get to know like we like to just live different from the norm, as they call it in society. We don't like to plan too much, but still, if I want to do something, I want to start it good. Yeah, and that's why we want to work in seasons. And this is season 1, episode 1, where we talk about why we started with podcasts. And I think we answered that question. It was quite brief. And then we move on to the next one, just our journey, like who are we and
what do we do?
And what do we do? A little bit more in detail. Do you want to tell about heygroentje or yourself?
I can start slowly about heygroentje, because I think I had this thinking about heygroentje already even before we really started.
Right.
Because I want to share more about plant-based food, recipes I want to share.
This is really, I would like to break you because this is really interesting, guys. Like, my wife here across the table, she's also a certified dietist of nutritionist. So she did a 1-year study for it, and that's
1 year is not that much. Mostly those studies are longer, but I just
a weight consultant that was in Netherlands. That's how I should call it. It's different from a dietist or consultant. And that's where the idea came of, and also the name heygroentje.
Because I was struggling a bit with my health, my weight, and I just wanted to get to know more about food. And so I did a study to get to know more about food. And in that study, they were not talking a lot about plant-based food. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was a little bit annoyed by that because I had a teacher.
Yes, I remember that.
I had a teacher and she was good. She had good knowledge, but she didn't agree with me about plant-based foods. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I got results back from the the things I had to do. I got results back and they were always a bit lower than expected because she didn't give me the points for some questions I answered from like a vegan perspective.
Yeah.
Like, for example, one good example was, what do you serve on a birthday party? What is a bit healthy? And I said, for example, like nice vegetables like cucumber, tomato, bell pepper.
With some hummus.
With hummus.
Maybe. Yeah.
And I still think it's a really good thing to serve on a birthday party.
Yeah.
Next to, of course, you should also serve like things that are a bit less unhealthy because it's a birthday party.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to have some vegetables to make it normal to just eat them as a snack. And she didn't agree to me. And she was finding it important to have things like, I don't even know all the meat names.
Yeah.
It was just things with meat. And we just didn't agree to that.
Yeah, maybe it's just a cultural or a mix of a cultural and individual thing that there was. There was certainly a kind of bias and people who are into this plant-based movement or who agree. It's actually difficult to not agree to all the ethics and the environmental concerns that go around and the health concerns involving going vegan or plant-based. But some people still find it difficult, as you see, because of all the cultural norms that are there in society.
Yeah, and because of that reason, like with the study and my thinking, I just wanted to start a platform where I could help people with starting to eat more plant-based. And so I started the website, heygroentje, but it didn't really go the way I wanted it. And with Amit, I had quite some discussions like, what do I want now? Yeah. And then, I don't remember exactly, but one day we just said to each other, but if we want to inspire people to eat more plant-based, why do we not share the things we are eating?
Yeah, and talk about it more.
Yeah. And we eat a lot of times Indian food, Indian plant-based food. And we thought, why not share this with people? Yeah. And we thought, what is the best way to share it to people is to learn it. Like, let's learn people how to cook this amazing food.
Yeah, of course. And I didn't really know that before I left India, because of course I was living in a bubble in India. Everyone who comes from a particular place and has not traveled a lot, they don't know. It's like a frog in a small pond, you know, like it's your life is just around the people and the environment that you are in. But once I moved out, I started to realize, and coming to a university here in Netherlands where there were more than 120 nationalities, and I got to meet a lot of people. For sure, people more than 50 countries I got to meet in the first year, have conversations with them at different events during my lectures. And there I got to know how, because I also studied something in the area of food. The university that I studied in is also specialized in that. I got to know how well suited the Indian cuisine is to plant-based eating, and it's so convenient. Like you have these amazing dishes, and you have all these spices that you can use to create the amazing flavors of lentils, for example. All kinds of vegetables that you can imagine. You have different rice dishes. You use nuts. You use legumes. You just name it. You have everything scientifically. You look in a book that human nutrition requirement is available in the Indian cuisine. Many cuisines have this as well, but in the Indian one, I think is one of the best suited. I would not directly say the best one, because of course
we find it the best, but maybe not everyone. But I think everyone would agree that that in the Indian kitchen you don't miss animal products. You just don't miss it at all, because there are so many options, and the spices, they make it so tasty, so you don't miss it at all.
And most things are whole food, plant-based as well, so just natural ingredients, nothing from packages or the E-nummers you call in Dutch, that is the E numbers that are all the additives or the added substances or the flavors that they add, for example, and you don't miss eating meat.
No.
Or something. I was not brought up also eating meat, and it's just that if you're eating Indian cuisine, you just subconsciously get everything that your body needs without missing anything. And just enjoying also the food, and like this passion that comes up directly is the whole reason why we just started to teach people how to cook Indian food. We shared recipes, we taught people online. That's how we started. Slowly we also went to location to teach people, and now we are even writing a cookbook. It is for now in Dutch, but maybe we even want to do it to English, but for now we just keep with Dutch to see how that goes. And after doing all these projects, we started thinking again, and we just started thinking again, what else do we want? Because now we are busy with teaching people how to cook nice plant-based food, but we kind of miss a bit the talks. And that is something I wanted to do in the beginning, but that didn't really happen. And then we shifted more to the Indian food. But now we are here, we are thinking, we just want to share these talks. It actually started in our first, in our stay last year and part of this year in India. The 5 months that we spent in India, we had a lot of time to think about our business, about how we want to go forward. We came up with our new logo, discover new things with us that beautifully summarizes what we want to do. We share many common interests, and individually we share a lot of interest in learning about and discovering new things together. And sharing this with others has always been on our mind for a long time. And through a podcast, through our website, through blogs, we want to do it more and more. And there are a few topics. There are many topics actually that we learn about and that we talk about, or we get ideas from other people that we would like to talk about on this podcast. For example, veganism, about challenging the norms that are in society, be it financial norms, just settling down as people call it, buying a house, having children, having a stable job. That things can be different than that, and still you can have a good life. And about not looking forward to the 5 or 6 weeks, if you're lucky to be in a Western country, to have those days off to take as a vacation. Because I remember from India, my parents, they hardly went on vacation ever. It's just a working culture. It's just in whole of Asia that you work. That's really important. That's just one of the things that comes to my mind, one of the few things. Are there more things that you want to talk about that we have discussed? Maybe some of these things we will talk about in this season, some not, but is there a topic that comes to your mind that we are going to talk about in the coming episodes? I think we also will start talking more about like social media and watching the news, for example. Amit is laughing now because he is watching a lot of news. But we will also start. She doesn't like it. I doesn't like it. So that's something what will come up in one of the episodes for sure. And. I think for now it's maybe important also to tell people how we are living at the moment, really short, so people know also where these topics are coming from. Because we had a house and we had a job, we had everything, and we just... Everything that was the norm. And now looking back at it, that we also felt a bit pressured from society or from not really like a lot of pressure like directly, but indirect pressure to get into like what a normal routine,
just study, just buy a house. Just study, have a job, buy a house. That's a better way of saying. And just marry, start with
just a family, and it's something that we realized very soon. We had a midlife crisis quite soon
in our 20s.
we had an early crisis. We realized that this is not for us, and we want to explore other things. And once we saw that also is a good way to earn a living or to just do things that you like. And the best of all, to have the freedom.
Because that's really something we are having at the moment. Because when you sell your house, your car, you quit your job, you really start to feel more freedom. Like, hey, what is now important for us? How do we want to live? And of course, you need money. But you don't need it as much as people are thinking now. Like, especially if you don't have a house and you don't have a car, you just have more freedom. And then maybe people are thinking now directly, where do you live then? So where do we live?
When we are in India at my parents, and when we are in Netherlands at your parents / we travel around or
and now we are watching a house for like a month.
Looking after someone's pet, for example, when they go on vacation, because our schedule is so open and we can just travel around to different parts of Netherlands and even Europe to explore different parts and to just not be confined to one place or one thing. And that's also what I like about what we are going to do further with heygroentje. We are going to discover new things. That's what we have always wanted, and I think that's just a normal human instinct to do that. Like, I think at least how we are as humans, we are programmed and to really discover more than we are used to, and to want to become what we aspire to be. If you understand what I'm saying.
You're saying it in a nice way. You do. And I think the previous things we were saying, the kind of topics we want to talk about, that also comes from things we find interesting and where we want to talk about.
So in a nutshell, it will. It's a lot about going plant-based, going vegan, about challenges or the good things about
mental health, also important part.
About of being an intercultural couple, the challenges that come with it, the kind of life we lead. So our definition of financial freedom, because there's quite a lot out there about financial freedom now, and how we think about it. About yoga and meditation, because that's an integral part of our life, and I really want to share about how we practice it, how we incorporate it in our daily lives. Some spiritual stuff.
So as you can hear, there are already many topics we can fill up a whole season with. And in this episode, you now got to know a bit more about who we are, where we're going to talk about, what we find important, and hopefully you would like to join our next episodes to listen to what we have to say, where we like to talk about.
And I'm really glad that we did this, because it was in the beginning nervous for both of us. I think more for you than me. For me. I was prepared for it. I really wanted to get the word out there, just so that people get to know us better. Because in the times of social media, it's really easy to get a picture of someone and have a particular thinking about how that person might be. But when listening to them, you really get to know who they are.
Yeah, and also on social media, you share your most nice moments.
Yeah.
But I think in this, in the podcast, we will go more into deeper talks.
Right.
And not everything
both
is
sides,
positive.
Also
it's
the other
like
sides.
Everything.
Yeah, right. So this was it. Yeah, thanks for listening. Please share your feedback with us. Spread the word with people you know who you might think would like listening to us, getting to know who we are, or one of the topics that we mentioned that some people might like to listen to. Yeah, this was our first episode, and we are looking forward to this season 1 of the heygroentje podcast. Where you can discover new things with us. And thanks a lot to you for being here, Daniëlle, also. Without you, it would be a bit more difficult because then I have to do all the talking and of course it gets a bit monotonous in that way.
And now we do the nice talks together.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening, and
we see you then in the next episode. Next week, another episode of the season 1 for the heygroentje podcast. See you then.